Going live.
Are we live?
You're live.
Oh, well. Now, isn't that... It's just typical, isn't it? Windows goes, oh, I see you doing something really important. Let's force an update now. It's like... but it's interesting. I should have known that this was going to happen because I've just done an interview. And the first thing that happened with that was that I got a message going, the computer decided now was a good time to update and it's just messing about. And, oh my word, that seems a little, that is really struggling, whatever is causing it. I'm going to have to clean that track around and everything.
Have you been not dusted again?
It's not the dust, it's for some reason a bit of oil on the track. But look, a big hello to everybody. And it was like, I felt really bad because I could see there were so many of you in the chat room and we were just being thwarted.
Yeah. Watching, waiting.
Yes, judging. But we've got Penn Junction, hi to you, Josh's Train Room, Peter Carson, Timbersurf. He says, Mac was not even invented when I started using PCs. That's funny because actually, the Mac is what the Apple Mac, isn't it? Which was, it dates back to the late 70s.
Mac as a brand is from the 90s.
Who put 50p in the cover?
Apple
monkey?
come from the 70s, yeah.
But we've got Robert Ward, Richard
You've
Swiderski,
also got to talk about your special sponsor, haven't you?
Oh yes, sorry, I'm being told off now. But today's live stream comes in association with War World Scenics, makers of static grass glues, flower dressing kits, and also MDF laser cut kits. And you can check out their link down in the description box down below. And certainly these are the same products that I've been using extensively here on Weir Yard, so certainly I can vouch for them. But it's great to have you all on board. And today actually we've got some great news as well come through from Accurascale. So I want to send also a big thank you to Franberg of Accurascale, who sent through some high quality high-res images of the Class 92 that has been announced today. Come on, I'm trying to be professional here.
I know, that's why I did it.
Hey, you can't get the staff, can you?
Hey, you pay peanuts, you get covered monkeys.
You do actually, yeah. But definitely, yes, so we have got the inside track on the Class 92, or we've certainly got high-res images, so at some point the covered monkey is going to sort that out. I'll be able to show you the high-res images that have been sent through very kindly from Accurascale.
High-res. Whoosh, whoosh.
Well, no, that just means the one won't be all like pixely on the screen. But yeah, somebody said, I spy Suburbans, and yes, you can.
Oh my goodness, that does not look happy.
That is the second locomotive I've been trying on there. You know what? I think I have a suspicion that... Have we got...
Has he broken it?
No, I think we've got stiff wheels. So we're going to send that round and...
It's still going to do it.
Yes, it probably is. So what I'm going to do actually...
Hi everyone.
That's the cupboard monkey. If you're new to the Monday Club, welcome along. Don't forget to tickle the like button, share the stream too, and also subscribe to the channel. You can first know about new videos as and when they go up. This is the cupboard monkey. This is what I have to put up with.
You don't have to, you get to.
She's my technical guru, hence we were late online. But just going to get a break.
Hey, it wasn't my fault this time.
Yes, it
Blame
was.
Microsoft.
Yes, blame the cupboard monkey.
I'm going to nick your chair. Yes, I am. Hello, everyone. Jen is doing something in the background, so I thought I'd just come in and say it's not my fault that we're late because the computer.
I wasn't doing anything.
See what I have to work with. I can see your other screen. You're pulling faces behind me. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, see what
Get back in this chair and do some hosting.
Hosting, right. So, basically, I feel like I'm conducting here. Let's play. Yeah. Let's not be a muppet with the toys, but also we have got bargain Bachmann, brand new bargain Bachmann. There's 3 B's, but you got to say it in the right order. So we've got David Cook, big hello to you. J94, Nick Garalamu. I'm hoping that I'm pronouncing your name correctly. I'm probably butchering people's names. I'm on Beck's Blue. Would you believe it? I've not had any alcohol. I think I'm getting the excellent sugar rush.
You looked at a bottle of beer and are therefore drunk.
Yes, yeah, probably, yeah, definitely. But Leslie Gilpin, big hello to you. Ben Tullett, Jenny Laurie from Laurie's Mechanical Marvels has asked after some inspirational YouTube railway modelers to interview or assist him with his model railway. Well, all he has to do is ask. certainly, I've just come off giving an interview earlier on with Jason. Let me just give me one moment with Jason Griffiths. So been doing a lot of interviews actually of late. But yeah, certainly, if you put him in touch with me, then certainly we can work something out. Definitely. Codismore, big hello to you. You can set a fixed time for Windows Update. Just leave it on and it will do the rest. That is actually a good idea.
That sounds like magic.
That sounds like organisation.
Technical wizardry, we can't do that.
So, is that up on the screen yet? Oh, my
Yeah,
feed.
you'd have thought so, but photos from...
Are we just getting the black screen of death or something?
It's just giving me a slideshow. I don't want a slideshow. Certainly don't want to open every single file at once, because Windows sucks. Windows absolutely sucks.
No, this is Windows with no graphical package installed, so you've got the default stuff that comes with
Preview used to be alright though.
No, it didn't.
Yes,
hello
it
to
did.
James Akers, Chris Hales Heritage Railway, Railfan176, Jenny. I restored a Hornby Schools class from 1987. Actually, it is really great, and you do feel very accomplished as well when you take an old model that everybody else has given up on and you breathe new life into it. That really is. It's great. So it's good that you're keeping these things alive. Rule 1 model railways. I want whatever the cupboard monkey has had to drink. What have you been drinking downstairs? Have you been on the window lean again?
Several energy drinks and lots of cans of Coke.
Have you had another energy drink?
Yeah.
Yeah. Energy drink. This, ladies and gentlemen, is what happens when you take a cupboard monkey and then you liberally decant in a full can of energy drink. There's like all the people at home, all they see is the occasional flash of your wrist.
I'm like Wilson the butler from the cupboard.
Can I just
the Bron cupboard? Hello. If I go really fast, look how blurry I've got multiple hands.
Who put 50p in the idiot?
You did.
Right, anyway, Southern Train Girl says, hi Jenny and Zoe. Tim
Hello.
JD Dowd, hi to you. John Holding, hi Jenny and Zoe. Been watching the Monday Club for a few weeks and I'm loving it. Thank you. You're absolutely welcome. It's great to have you aboard. Anyway, I was trying to say about the bargain brand new Bachmann. And it's I wouldn't say it's a feature, but if you've been checking out on Facebook, I did post a little bit about this. We talked...
I didn't touch anything. That was you.
No, is this the mystery?
I didn't touch anything.
This is interesting because not a single thing is on a point. Have we
You've broken it again.
I think we've had a popped chip.
Oh my goodness.
We've had another DCC decoder go pop. Which one has lost the magic smoke? We had this before. I think it's a heat issue.
It's very warm up here.
It is, but it... Right, I've taken one off. It was not that one. So, next one.
Oh, not the green one.
We don't know yet. This is what happens when basically something has caused a dead short. No warning. It was not that one. So I need to get past. Go on, cupboard monkey. Be gone. This is very
irritating.
Yes. I think irritating is the word.
Oh no.
Oh no. So, people can still hear me.
Yep, they can. And I'm just going to waggle this finger at people.
Come on, cupboard monkey, out of the way.
I'm entertaining them while you're doing this.
Yes.
Look at that. I'm playing cool
Is
with a
that what it's
finger.
called these days? Entertainment?
Here we are now.
Oh, you just...
Entertain us.
That's what happens when you put an energy drink in a... Got to go and have something to eat to soak up all of this new...
What would you like?
I'd like you to go and sober up from this energy...
Press the button.
You're like a bloody...
Press the button.
You're like a flux capacitor.
Yay, I can go back in time.
Right. One of these two. So, let's see.
You've broken
Yep,
it there, this.
Right, so first up, Bachmann class can't believe it. So, I have had something go completely pop. It appears to be the decoder in the Bachmann Class 01. Let's just double check with the Robinson 01 is fine. We will do a post-mortem. This is intriguing. Now, I'm just going to actually... the metal bit's fallen out. I want to see what happens when I don't know why I've got that out. This is going to trip the layout out again. But I have got here... And it's like instant short. It's gone dead short.
So that's the second one. Is it on the same line?
No, completely different line, completely different make of decoder. So, that's very strange. Right, so there you are, ladies and gentlemen. That's what it looks like when you have a mysterious decoder go pop. It is quite warm up here. It's been a very hot and humid day. But it's not that warm. I mean, it's not like I put them in the oven or anything.
It's not like you took them to run in a desert.
But yeah, Garthian says Windows is the best. Yeah, I remember that term getting used at university. I mean, back in the days of Windows 95, I remember Windows had the nickname of Windows.
We always called it Wind Blows. And the S was $1.
So Southern Train Girl, hi to you. Oh, that's right, I'm well behind it.
Of course you are. It's the Monday Club. You're never up to date.
Right, okay, let's have a look. Mark Holtz has just got in. What's the bargain? The Bachmann bargain. Naive Gage says, is it a Hornby TTS? No, it isn't actually this time. It is a completely different brand of decoder as far as I'm aware. But right.
You'll have to have a look to see which one it is.
Says, have you not got the alpha meter installed? I do actually. And at the moment it's saying that there's no locomotives on the track, so I've got 0. But it didn't go up. What actually happens is it's like an instant short. So one could wonder, I don't know, that is really, really weird. Adams Railway says, I feel a train-o-matic heart transplant coming on. It is a good point actually, because somewhere up here, funnily enough, with this one, I do have a train-o-matic 21-pin decoder here, so we may well fit that
during the stream.
Although it is interesting, actually.
Let it cool down a bit and see what happens.
Well, no, we'll investigate that in a moment. But right, okay. I need to work out. I've got to get some of these trains back on the track.
Yeah, this has kind of put us back a bit, hasn't it?
It has a little bit. So, oh no, wrong way round.
Beep beep beep.
Oh yes, warning! This Bachmann train is reversing. So let's get that running.
Hey, that's just gone straight away.
Well, yes, it is, because when the system trips out, it remembers what speed every.
Right. Oh dear.
That's not a good sign, is it?
No, it's not.
That's suggesting that there's an issue now. Or has it just... I think it's derailed on the point, actually. So, yeah, emergency over. Oh, we're a bit of a Mickey Mouse operation.
Normally we're more professional than this, guys. Don't worry.
Hey, come on, I led you into the Betty Boo joke. Yeah, that's not a pop chip. That's just the locomotive.
Oh, my God. My heart popped, I'll tell you that. I'm going to need a transplant here.
In a completely unrelated note, could you put out the life insurance before you... Just, for no particular reason.
You know where it is.
Yes, yeah, just checking. Right, so let's get some of these running. I will eventually get to this bargain brand new Bachmann. And I know in this day and age that... I know a lot of people are like, well, why is this hobby so expensive? And yes, and Bachmann in particular do come in for a lot of criticism for prices being astronomical. But that doesn't necessarily mean that you can't buy Bachmann brand new at a really good price. So, for example, I'm going to show you these. The cupboard monkey is going to... Hey, come on, you're like hyper at the moment, so just take it easy. So what you're seeing there is a triple pack of the 8-ton cattle wagons. These are brand new, they've never been out of the box. And these have actually come from Hereford Model Centre. That was the giveaway. Last week we did talk about that's.
There you go. I'll find it. I'll find it there. It's okay.
We did talk last week about Hereford Model Centre. And actually, if you look around some of the lower volume model shops, in this instance, Hereford Model Centre, quite often still have in stock, come here you, wherever you're gone, there we are. Quite often still have in stock older items. So the first one up actually here, this, you recognise the box is actually quite a good deal different from the modern boxes. This wagon is probably about, I reckon, 17 years old, and you'll see the price ticket still on there. Now, Hereford Model Centre, if one of the mods is able to do put up a link to the Hereford Model Centre, they're not alone in terms of they're not alone in terms of they're not alone in having rolling stock still on the shelves at older prices, as a lot of the lower volume model shops have stock that sticks around. So, of course, as Bachmann has more recently put up their prices, so effectively this stuff has become, it's inflated the price away from it. So we're getting the 5-plank open wagon, and this is in the very distinctive livery of E.A. Stevenson of Sheffield. Now, I remember this back in the day, and the reason I picked this up was not just because it was £7.95, which is unprecedented for a Bachmann 5-plank open wagon. It's simply, I remember this. I remember going around shows, places like York Model Railway Exhibition, and I remember seeing this wagon everywhere, and it was always for sale, loads of them, and it's such an eye-catching livery that, in fact, it's so eye-catching, I'm going to put it, when that locomotive comes round, I'm going to actually, for the first time in probably 17 years, this has now been out of the box. It's got, NEM coupling pockets. It's the same model that Bachmann is still producing nowadays for the best part of 20 quid. So I'm going to put this on there, and that's now going around. That model is running for the first time in 17 years, but it's brand new, never been out of the box, £7.95. So I'm really pleased with that, and the reason I actually bought it was not just the price, but because I remember seeing it everywhere, and then all of a sudden it wasn't, and I hadn't bought one, and I remember thinking afterwards, maybe I should have bought that. And it's always the way, isn't it? When something memorable sticks in your mind, you think, maybe it's telling me something. So, right, we got that running around. The next Bachmann brand new bargain beauty that I've picked up is one of the actually comparatively more recent. It's the Northeastern 5-plank open. Now, this is a much more modern wagon. Well, it's the same wagon as what we've just had with the E.A. Stevenson, but in this instance, it's in the newer style box. So it's what have we got now? £11.95 on the box. But this is a wagon that I've seen at a number, so £11.85. It's a wagon I've seen at a number of other bigger retailers at about the £14 to £15 mark. So it's actually a good deal cheaper than what I found it elsewhere. And again, from the Hereford Model Centre, never been out of the box. This is brand new. And it just shows that these wagons are out there. And what I saw at the Hereford Model Centre is that they have got a huge number of brand new wagons, and it's not just Hereford models, it has to be said. I've singled them out because I've bought from them in the past. They do a lot of special commissions, and I know a lot of people said that they had the Class 108 that they did, and they were still selling. It's a special commission with the Welsh Dragon on, and they had done that as a special commission back when the RRP was about 79, 89 quid. And of course, the times move on, and the new regular range, and I'm just going to put this on this tray. You're laughing at me.
It's no wonder it derails the way you treat these things. Like, come here.
But anyway, so I remember Bolton, was it oh, it's gone now as well. It was in Bolton. Holton Model Centre was another one. Actually referred to by the Bachmann representative as the best kept secret in the Northwest. And I've mentioned on and off on the channel, let me just try and find, there's that locomotive. So I mentioned on the channel that I'd had some really great bargains there, and actually he did sell a lot of the stuff subsequently. I guess people were actually paying attention to me, and did actually, let me just try and get this one on the track as well. So, what's that, 6306, 30106. So, you know, he had, for example, the ex-LNER ventilated vans for, I think they were about $9.95, which when you think they're now in the range, I think they've passed £20. These things are still out there. Check out the low volume, slow selling model shops, and you will find these things. I mean, Bolton Model Mart down in Bolton. They don't have a huge range of Bachmann, but they do have some wagons that they've had in stock for a good number of years. So they predate the massive Bachmann price rises, and certainly now of all times, these model shops would very much appreciate your custom. Let me just make sure that that is buffered up okay. Yep, that one's that's good, we're running. So they really very much appreciate custom now from more than ever, given the lockdown that we've had. But these, the triple pack of the 8-ton cattle wagons, catalogue number 37-711Y, 8-ton cattle wagon, set of 3 in GWR green, produced exclusively for the Hereford Model Centre. They've got these, and they've got the ones with the Z suffix, which comes slightly weathered. Same price. I think I paid £27.20. Now, you think about it, the 8-ton cattle wagon, you can't get that now for under £20. But for, like, a few pounds more, you can have 3 of them from Hereford Model Centre, and there will be other model shops that still have some of these older issue Bachmann wagons in and locomotives at a great price. And actually, the Prairie tank, the 262, I think it's a 45XX Bachmann Prairie tank, this one came from Holton Model Centre. Where's it lost its brake fan? Oh, it's over there behind you, covered monkey.
Again?
Yeah, I'm gonna lose the brake van because it's
already lost it.
Yeah, it's being naughty. Naughty brake van.
Naughty. Very naughty.
But I think this is actually a Bachmann Collectors Club exclusive, and I managed to pick that up for, I think it's about £65, brand new, at the time when they'd already touched £100. So it just goes to show, if you support some of these smaller, low volume model shops, then they do have the goods. Now, anyway, the Accurascale Class 92, I'm very conscious. Fran Burke at Accurascale has very, very generously sent through high resolution images, so hoping that we're going to be able to...
You want to grab up on your phone the press release email information?
Yeah, Garthion's just said brake vans come off. Just double checking that it's not... Is that on the...
That was that one, yeah.
Yeah, it's still on the other one. Sorted, but thanks.
Sorted.
Yeah, sorted.
What?
Paul Higgins just bought St Patrick GWR Star Class from Sherwood Models in Nottingham. Well, nice. That is actually, I think that's the one that I've got. Certainly, there are some great models out there, and if you hunt around, you don't have to pay a lot of money for some of these models. Now, the Hornby 01 actually that's going around at the moment, I've just checked in actually with Rails of Sheffield. They still have that very model at £89, which, yeah, obviously not as cheap as the wagons, but locomotives never are. They've got them in the LNER livery and the BR livery, same BR livery as that, £89 for a big tender locomotive. Bargains are out there. You don't, we all moan about Bachmann's price increases, but there's still great models out there. Right. So we've got a lot of people in actually. I think we're in the verge of going.
Clicking the like
don't
button.
forget to click the like button and share the stream as well. Let everybody know they're absolutely welcome to join us here on the Monday Club. Now, I'm just moving away from the chat ever so briefly because I need to bring up the press release that Fran has sent over to me. In a minute, it goes, oh, we didn't download the, did you want the email? I said, yeah, I opened my email so I could have my email. I didn't want to then get a prompt going, oh, are you sure you want this? Right, so we're going to be bringing up some of these images. Are we able to do
We
that?
certainly are. And let's bring them up.
So what we're looking at is the the Class 92 EP, which is effectively the first prototype test shots from the mould. So there's still scope. If they find any errors with this, they can actually change a few bits and pieces. How do I...
No, I'll be back in a second.
Oh, right, cover monkey's going to be back in a second. So if there are any minor detail discrepancies with this, they can still be altered. I know that the Helgen Class 45 has come up, and one of the things that they identified with that was rivet detail that they will be changing. So what you see here is effectively the first test shot, and it's essential really in models, but certainly anything that's doing injection molding plastic. You do this so that you can better visualize the model far better than you can on CAD. So it's really nice to see this, and actually I've got the full spec here when my phone wakes up. So it's the first engineering sample, the second locomotive, so this is after the Class 55 Delta, which is due imminently. These are samples currently being assessed by both Accurascale and ESU, with Accurascale considering the fit, finish and accuracy of the locomotive, while ESU focuses on the working pantographs and electronics which will feature in the locomotive. This is where it gets really good, if you want to just cycle through some of these pictures. So you can see up there the roof detail and the pantographs, which do work in terms of going up and down, and may even feature current convection, but I'm just scanning through here, don't quote me on that. But now this is a fully spec'd locomotive. So it will include power pack capacitors as standard. This is effectively your stay alive is in this locomotive out of the box. So when you DCC fit it, it's got a stay alive in. You don't have to mess about doing the separate soldering, finding the space for it. And that is something that if you've ever used the stay alive capacitors, they make a huge difference to operational reliability.
Stay alive.
Now,
stay alive.
from what I understand, the stay alive capacitors that are in this will allow, if you're running it, if you've got the sound version, and I'll come to some of the details on the sound in a moment, it will allow it to run for around 4 to 6 seconds with the sound running, even if you pick up the locomotive off the track, or actually if it hits a dead spot, something like that. But if you just got the ordinary DCC fitted without the sound, it'll run for somewhere up to 10 seconds. So really, this is going to be a super smooth and reliable runner. Various lighting arrangements will be included, including cab desk lighting, DCC functionality. The level of functionality will make the Accurascale Class 92 the most technically advanced and impressive OO locomotive on the market, and a talking piece for any layout or collection. And I know that Accurascale are very, very proud of these features, and rightly so. Now, the sound fitted options, the sound files are going to be provided by Lego Man Biffo, who is actually, you know, the leading word on sound files. Certainly, of what I've seen, it's if you get the top of the range sound file, it's coming from that source, and that is what Accurascale are using. The weighty prototype features a large 5-pole skew-wound motor with twin flywheels, helical cut gearing. Now, if you're wondering, what is helical cut gearing? Whenever you see gears, for example, in a car gearbox, and the actual gears, instead of being straight cut, the gears are cut at sort of like this angle. And what that means is that rather than getting that gear whining and that almost like that notching that you sometimes get with straight cut gears, you get a very, very smooth transmission of power through helical cut gears, which is why they're used in car gearboxes, because effectively, instead of being like notch, 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 each tooth meshes slowly before the previous tooth has demeshed. So there is always a constant drive, and it removes any of that notching sensation that you can get with a drivetrain. So this will be super silky smooth. It's going to be all-wheel drive and is currently undergoing performance testing and assessment with Accurascale. And from what I've heard from Fran, I think it's impressed even then. They are rightly proud of what they're achieving with this. So this is definitely one to look forward to. Details are key on any new model. The Class 92 has particularly the roof detail. So you can see on the picture on the screen there, what really stands out. We actually had a good close-up before with the roof detail, but I mean, just look at this weld. You know, when you compare that to, we've already had a few electrics come through, which have been good, not detracting from Class 85 from Bachmann, the Class 90 from Bachmann, Class 86 from Helgen, and the 87 from Hornby. This is something special. I mean, you look at that, and you could almost think that you're looking at a sort of a black and white rendition of the real locomotive to some degree. I mean, I can't actually see anything wrong with that. I'm not a Class 92 aficionado, it must be said, but what I'm looking at there says to me that there is a massive attention to detail. It's also got etched grills and a large array of separately applied detail mirroring the prototypes. Let's have a look now. Several areas of the model in need of improvement. So this is what I said to you before, the EP. There's still things that can be done. These include the cabside window area, bogie details, as well as extensive testing of the pantographs. These areas will be rectified on the production models that customers receive. And that's what I was saying to you before. Showing off these there, the EP, it's to allow them to assess what needs tweaking. So if you're looking at that going, but what about? Don't worry about it. They've got you covered. This is actually where I'm quite impressed on the prices. Class 92s, £160 for DCC ready, so that basically is running on DC. DCC sound fitted with the Lego Man Defo sounds, as I said before, is £250, with a delivery date for the Class 92 slated for Q1 2021. It's been pushed back a little bit because of the COVID-19. A full video demonstrating the Class 92 operating pantographs and a further update will be available in the coming weeks, and that'll come out through the Accurascale YouTube channel. So a big thank you to Accurascale for sending over these high quality images, and it certainly does look to be a really incredible model. Particularly impressed with that roof detail and the full specking up of the specification with the inbuilt Stay Alive power pack. That really caught my eye, so I'm really looking forward to being able to take a good close look at the production version. So really looking forward to this. Right, you can put back up the main thing now. So let me just, where are we up to? I'm well behind on the chat. Oh, good God, yes. So we've got 252 people in. A big hello to everybody who's just joined. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. And if I've missed any of your comments, as you've seen, I've been shooting the breeze with what I've had on the screen over there. What are you doing?
I'm making sure that everything's closed down that we don't need, so that it runs properly.
So I suppose if anybody's wondering, that's what my desktop looks like.
No, they didn't see any of that.
If I've missed any of your comments, I'm not ignoring you. Do ask any questions again. Hopefully, I'm pretty up to date now. But Timbersurf, does it say if both pantographs work? I would guess that they do. That would make sense if both pantographs work. And certainly it's going to be fully spec'd with auxiliary functions on this. So I would expect that they would work. Will you stop it? Philip Pedro, stop it. Pay peanuts, get cupboard monkeys. Have you eaten something to soak up all of that flaming can of energy drink?
No, but I'm thinking of going and getting some chocolate.
What, going out to the shop, or have we got some in?
No, we haven't got any in.
Does this mean that for about 10 minutes I'll be cupboard monkey free?
Yeah. Is there any chocolates that you want?
I don't really want chocolate. Because remember,
well, you can't have crisps. You're on Livestream. We'll just go. It'll be the crunch show.
Hey, Jackie Gerard says hi to Jenny from Lee's girlfriend from Anfield Road Layout in the Loft, and hi to also everybody on Best Behaviour because Lee's other half is in. But yeah, great to have you aboard. Welcome aboard. Everybody's of course welcome on the Monday Club. But I hope you've actually enjoyed the brief look there of the Accurascale Class 92. Really looking forward to that. Now, post-mortem on a DCC decoder.
Wait, I'm off. See you later.
Yeah, see you later. Goodbye. Don't let the door hit you on the way out.
There's no door. It's a loft.
Yeah, don't let me hit you on the way out. But, right, let's have a look now. Let us see what is going on with... Oh, it would be this one, wouldn't it? With it can be a bit tricky. So what I'm going to do is, whilst I'm talking to you, I am going to change the decoder in this. And I've got an awful feeling that this locomotive, the actual locomotive itself, is a little bit suspect, because I seem to recall this has blown a decoder before. And I had a decoder that was wired to a power pack. And it was suspicious that it blew, and at the time I did wonder if the power pack was at fault. But let me just, oh no, come on, don't get tangled up. Oh, would you believe it? It's like, there we go. Right, so we've got a Train-O-Matic decoder in there. I cannot see any signs of the chip having melted itself. Sometimes what you see when they blow like this is you just see like a hole punctured right through. But I don't see any issue whatsoever. So this is quite peculiar. So if anybody has any... No smell of the magic smoke. No. So if anybody has any suggestions as to what could be causing that, let's just... I'm going to compare that to another. They are actually both Train-O-Matic. So I'm looking for any weird discoloration. Now don't get these mixed up. And in particular, I do not see any sign of any heat damage to any component. It's definitely, there's nothing visible on that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put, and it's fortuitous, I happen to have some spare decoders. I'm also going to check the wiring in this locomotive and just make sure. Are we good on there? I think we're alright. Let me just see. Yeah, Paul Hinder, it can only go bang once. Got Route 7 Railway, hi to you. Creeping Jane, hello to you. Keep calm, make stuff, says sniff it. Yeah, sniff it good. It's the magic smoke. We all know electronics can only work so long as the magic smoke is kept in the little tiny components. Any little crack and the magic smoke goes, right, I'm off. And you can smell its escape. It sort of like does a silent but deadly, and then it's off. And you can never get the magic smoke back in the box. So what am I going to do now? I'm just checking the rest of the locomotive. I honestly don't see any other obvious issues. So the locomotive's down on the track. That hasn't been programmed, so number 3. So we're back in business, but I have to be honest with you. I don't know what I will do is after the stream, I will, obviously check everything. I will check the decoder in another locomotive, but in all honesty with you, that's a popped decoder, and I don't really know what else to say about that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put this locomotive to one side for now, because I will probably do a full investigation just to make sure that it's not the locomotive. Because the last thing you want is if the fault's in the locomotive, you put another good chip in, works for a bit, and then boom, there goes another chip. And luckily, I do get sent through decoders by Train-O-Matic to be able to do the DCC fitting guides, but I don't think they'll be that happy if I just continually pop their decoders in a locomotive that's faulty. So what I want to do is get to the bottom if there's a fault with the locomotive. It is rare that you get a locomotive that just decides it doesn't like decoders at all. Has been known. Let me just, come on now, go in the hole. As they say on Blazing Saddles, think of your secretary. Ah, there we go, excellent idea. And another one, there we go. It does help having a magnetic screwdriver, because you can kind of pick up the screw ready loaded into the screwdriver. Just do one more. How many? Have I got another spare? I've got a couple more spare decoders, but I don't want to just pop them just for the sake of popping them. So until such times as I can do a full post-mortem on this locomotive, I am going to just put it in a siding out of the way. I will program it first though, because I don't like having unprogrammed locomotives. It'll just be on number 3. But right, Garthian says likely to be a capacitor blown, only needs a tiny hole for them to fail. Yeah, there doesn't appear to be a capacitor actually on the decoder, unless it's one of those really tiny surface mounts. But that's indicative of something else. There's got to be a reason that it blows. Now, what I find is that this is the second decoder that this locomotive has blown, and that's why I'm suspicious of the locomotive. You know, at the end of the day, let me just 6301. Let's just program track address 6301. Bish bash bosh. Sorry, I'm just making the silly noises that it makes as you program it. So that should be programmed now. Let me just check. The magic light has stopped flashing. So 6301. Come on, you. Just test it, make sure. So there we go. 6301. Right. That actually now is working again, but until I can do a proper full post-mortem, I'm going to open up the locomotive. I'll do that after the stream because it's very difficult to talk and concentrate on what you're doing at the same time. So let's go for, I'm going to stick with an 01, and what I'm going to do, just put this in the same spot. I must actually query. I kind of, I know in passing the person I bought it from. I bought it off eBay. I didn't know the person. I didn't know that it was the person that it was. I was buying it off when I bought it off them. But then they went, "Hold on, we know each other." And it's like, "Oh yeah, we do." And I felt really bad for making what I thought was a little bit of a cheeky offer, but they accepted it, and that all was good. But I must ask them if they'd had any issues with it, because sometimes you find that. Sorry, where am I going? Oh, you're up there. Sometimes you find people have mystery issues. They don't necessarily understand, like, actually that's what's causing it. But, you know, they might have maybe had a decoder pop and not realised that it could be the locomotive. You know, maybe they didn't have it long enough with the next decoder fitted to have it pop. So, you know, there's lots and lots of different reasons. But right, I'm going to put that. I'm just going over here. I'm going to put this on the track. I'll be right back with you. So somewhere, in fact, we can change the camera angle to there, and come on, there we are. Right, so you'll see me. Hello. And I'm just going to put, see, 6343 will be this one's number. So I'm just going to 6343. 6343. Right. So 6343 is the one we want. So loco 6343, enter, bish bash bash. And that should probe into view nicely. There we go. So you guys will be seeing that as well. Right. Anywho, so excuse me. Right, Ham Shackleton. I put it before, but you missed it. It might be that the motor is asking for more power than the decoder can pass. Yeah, it could be a sign of something like that. There's no noticeable slowdown in the actual the way it runs. It doesn't appear to be drawing when it is running any additional power. But would that actually blow the decoder? Because I thought there's supposed to be a failsafe on the decoder. It's one of those things that, in all honesty, I don't know a lot about. Creeping Jane. Jenny is being brave undoing screws when not at a workbench. I've some lost down floorboard cracks in the sofas. Yes, the carpet gods are always looking out for the sacrifice. I sacrifice the screw to the carpet gods. Be gone! This carpet has eaten so many screws. Obviously, yeah, I'm a bit daring. It was a magnetic screwdriver, but somewhere in this carpet there's probably about 24 screws. And some of them actually aren't all that small, but I can't find them. It's one of those things, isn't it? Adams Railway. Once is happenstance, twice is coincidence, 3 times is enemy action. Yeah, Ian Fleming quote for you. And it's a quote from Goldfinger from the book. So, see, yeah, there we are. Let's have a look. Yeah, Flymo Chem 1. It's amazing where they bounce to. Ben Tullett says, don't be jealous, Jenny, but I am about to have some crumble. Oh, it's the Cupboard Monkey. Hasn't made any crumble. The Cupboard Monkey has been adding Doctor Who's TARDIS to things that it shouldn't. So actually, I'm gonna hide this and see if the Cupboard Monkey notices when the Cupboard Monkey comes back. So what I'm gonna do is, let me think. If I pick this angle, let me see if I can. Let's get this on camera. So somewhere over there. Right. So that's going to appear on camera. There. Right. Okay. So the TARDIS is on the layout. Let's see if the Cupboard Monkey can find it, or even notice for that matter. So there we go. Right, big hello to Combat Bunny, and let's have a look. Norman Road, Dragon Junction Mark II, Gordon McIlroy, got Anfield Road layout in the loft, Somerset Andy's in. Boom! Big hello to Somerset Andy, of course, big supporter of the channel, and I always mention this every time, but Somerset Andy, very, very generous. Tim's Trains as well, been very generous, there's a lot of it, Garfion as well. But I always, whenever I see Somerset Andy, I always, I just, because this is the locomotive that I really, really wanted. For a long time, I wasn't really big on Class 47s. And then, you know how it is, so you think, actually, it's not too bad. And Somerset Andy very generously sent me this, which was just, it was just incredible of him. So really grateful for that. And for this, it's now sound fitted with a Hornby TTS Class 47 sound chip, which came from the same person, very generous. And I'm really sorry if you're in the chat, I've completely forgotten your name or your internet handle. But they were the person who I actually bought that 04 from through eBay. Didn't realise it was them, but they went, you're the one with the sound chip. So it's a small, small world, isn't it? Just like that ride at Disney. Right, I'm well behind on the comments. I do apologise. A big hello to Wardle Road. And also, don't forget, Wardle Road had that amazing video, and it's where I will be going to film tomorrow. So as soon as I saw that, I was so jealous. It's like, oh, I want to play trains in that big train set in the garden. 5-inch gauge model railway. If you haven't seen Wardle Road's video, do check it out after the stream, because that is one amazing place. And I'm really looking forward to tomorrow, actually. So a big, big thank you to Wardle Road for setting that up. Garthian asks, which DCC system do you use, Jenny? Right, I've got a GaugeMaster Prodigy Express, which is a really basic DCC thing, but the output from that does not go to the track. That goes through a DCC Concepts Cobalt booster unit. So there's actually a couple of boxes down there, and they're supplying the actual track power. So the actual trusty GaugeMaster here, all that has to do is handle like selecting locos and stuff, and it also operates the programming track. So essentially what the trains actually get their power from is that DCC Concepts Alpha Power Booster, and that's going through an alpha meter as well. So I can't show it you on camera at the moment because I because the roving cam's not plugged into anything. But essentially, it's actually a really good diagnostic tool to tell you just how much juice the layout is pulling. And at the moment, we're only pulling 0.21 of an amp, which is actually pretty low in the grand scheme of things. At least it would be, except, come here you've stalled. There we go. I didn't notice that, silly me. But yeah, right, anyway, Andy1962, if the loco's blown 2 decoders, I'd seriously consider a post-mortem, then if necessary, I'd retire the loco. Buying decoders isn't cheap. Amen to that. Peter Leyland, while she's busy with the issue on the loco, definitely knew... not sure what that reference to. So yeah, Anfield Roulette in the loft, smash the light. Ooh, yeah, on message. Peter Leyland, oops, my message I put has gone all belly up, haha, no NEC is year confirmed, old news by this pack. Yeah, I think pretty much 2020 written off, come back in 2021. Dragon Junction Mark II says, oh my god, 5 dislikes tonight. Yeah, I know who they are as well, pretty much, and I'll be honest with you, it's like, it's basically to the 5 people, you know, why did you come if all you're going to do? There was a dislike actually, before we even got going. Now, how sad is that? It's like, oh come on, meet me halfway. At least wait until I start to go dislike. That's just like trolling, and it's quite tragic. But you know, at the end of the day, they had to interact with my video, and that's the thing that I think a lot of people don't quite understand about YouTube. Is all it counts as interaction. So a thumbs up and a thumbs down count exactly the same. As far as YouTube is concerned, this video motivated that person enough for them to interact with it. That's all it cares about, because they know that some trolls think that they're having some kind of an effect. Ben Tullett, has anyone used Woodland Scenic Shaper Sheets before? Yes, I have actually. I've got some underneath there. It's like a foil back with like a bandage bonded to that foil. And the beauty of that is a great product. I can well recommend the Woodland Scenic Shaper Sheet. Is that you cut out what you need, and then when you bend it to the shape of your terrain, it holds that shape. And if any of you have been to somewhere like Worley or Alexandra Palace, on the Bachmann stand, they have the Woodland Scenics bit. It's the best way to describe it is it's like a cliff face. It's a solid cliff face. It's all scenically done. It's really nice. It's amazing model work. But you turn it around, and it's completely freestanding on Shaper Sheet. What you do is you add plaster to that bandage layer that is bonded to that foil. That then sets, and that is then stuck in that position. But it's a really, really useful way of doing big terrain without having to have a lot of material to put in. So you're thinking, oh, I need loads of foam or polystyrene or scrunched up newspaper. You don't need any of that. And it's really, really great for building very strong, lightweight countryside. Mark Holt says, Jenny, have you got your rocket yet? Mine is still at the bird's house in lockdown 120 miles away. We're still waiting for the main range version of the rocket to get released. So I think it's simply a case of we've got to wait for that to happen. I'm told it'll be at some point before the end of the month. So basically, this week is the golden week. But watch this space. James Akers says, and could we see an Everard Junction and Jenny video? Yeah, I'm always keen on doing collaborations. I've done a few collaborative videos with various people. I've just done an interview with Jason Griffiths, I think it's. I'm really sorry if I've completely messed up your name. But yeah, I do like doing collaborative videos. It's a bit difficult at the moment because we are in lockdown. So obviously, you know, it's a bit difficult, but as things are starting to ease, I get to do this filming outdoors in Cambridge. Wardle Road will be there, so he'll probably flit around in the background in the videos, but we will be keeping socially distanced when we do that. But yes, certainly, I want to do a lot more. I know that I'm hoping to be able to do something with New Junction as well. So big up to New Junction, and hope he's doing okay as well. Not seen him in the chat for a bit, but then again, I'm miles behind on the chat. Big hello to FMR Station House. Great to see you in. Jackie Gerard, I do like your layout. It looks good. Thank you very much. Andy 1962, Dragon Junction. Yeah, it's very distancing that the trolls and haters are out tonight. Unfortunately, yeah, and it's one of the things. Unfortunately, what you'll find, and this is something, if you go and look at any video with a lot of views, there will be downvotes, and there just seems to be some people who, I don't know, maybe they get their rocks off. I don't know. Some people, that's how they roll, and it doesn't matter how good a video is, it will still have, you know, you look at something like, somebody like, just plucking a name out the air, Tavarish, has millions of subscribers, and you'll have a video, it's been watched by millions of people, it's got hundreds of thousands of likes, and there's probably still like over 1,000 dislikes. You think, who are you people? I don't know, but the bigger you get, the more you get people like that. It's just unfortunately a fact of life. Wardle Rose says, I'll link the video for a cheap plug, over 4,000 views now. Yeah, that 5-inch gauge video is doing really, really well. Leslie, sorry, you replied to Ben Tullett. Yeah, Woodland, yeah, sorry, the Woodland Shaper sheet, definitely. Paul Hinder says, I had 47,900 arrive earlier when I took it out of the box. All 4 cogs are at the bottom of the box. Not impressed. As Albert said, it was in working fine and good runner. Yeah, it can always be a little bit hit and miss buying through stuff like eBay. I think hopefully it's like the minority of sales that go that way. Yeah, it can be very difficult to describe a model. You know, no matter how well you describe every little minor blemish, somebody go, oh, you missed out this microscopic crack. So I do understand sometimes it's quite hard, but yeah, certainly if it's dismantled itself in the box, that's a bit, yeah. Flymo Sherman one says, reason I asked that for Hampshire is the older Hornby screws are of a particular thread and size, very fiddly. Oh, we're talking about getting the screws in as well. Eugene Byrne, hello boys and girls, what bargains are you talking about? I missed the intro. Right, of course, yeah. Bachmann bargain. These were from the Hereford Model Centre, other model shops as well out there. You're looking for the lower footfall shops. Certainly be happy of your footfall in these very troubled times. But these £27.20 for a 3-pack of Bachmann, brand new in the box. This is new stock. This is not second hand. And these are actually, to boot, a special commission as well for Hereford Model Centre. So £27.20 gets you 3 of the Bachmann 8-ton Great Western cattle wagons, and they're actually really nice moulding. Also showed you, it's actually the other 2 wagons are going round. So E.A. Stevenson, I'll get the box for that. It's about 17 years ago this was in the range, but it's still the same 5-plank wagon that's still in the Bachmann range. It's a very distinctive livery, and I remember it back in the day, and these are still in stock at the Hereford Model Centre for £7.90. Excuse me, £7.95, and I defy you to find a brand new, super detailed branch line Bachmann wagon, brand new in the box, from a retailer at that kind of price. It's just these are prices we haven't seen in years and years. And the final wagon is slightly newer, 5-plank wagon in the northeastern grey. This is where they put out a batch of 5-plank and the 7-plank wagons in railway company colours. So they basically did a 5-plank for Southern Railway, Great Western Railway, LNER and LMS, and then they did the 7-plank again. I think it was the 7-plank or the 8-plank, I never remember. They did again the same for the Great Western, LNER, LMS and Southern. And now I got the Southern ones. I've got a soft spot for Southern Railway wagons, things like that. So I've got the Southern Railway 5-plank and the 7-plank. I've got the LMS 5-plank and the 7-plank. And for some reason I completely ignored the LNER and the Great Western ones for that matter, but finally tracked down the Northeastern one, so I'm quite pleased with that. And for £11.85, that is actually a really good price. So it's really just to make you aware that I know we all lament the price rises, especially with Bachmann. They're coming for a lot of flack of late. But the bargains are still out there. There was a shop in Bolton, sadly closed down before Christmas, but it was billed as being the best kept secret in the Northwest by the Bachmann rep. because they had stuff going back 10, 15 years still at the original prices. Not just wagons, locomotives too, and it's always worth Hereford Model Centre. It's quite well known for the Class 108s that they had in stock until comparatively recently. Don't go looking for them, they have now finally sold out. But they were like pretty much half the current RRP. Those that are wondering what the beverage of choice tonight is, it is Beck's Blue, alcohol-free beer. So I am keeping reasonably sober. The reason is I've got an early start tomorrow. I have to leave here at 6 AM in the morning, and that's to be able to get down to do some filming in Cambridge. Yeah, ham shackleton, that's actually a really good idea. With non-ferrous screws, you're best working over a sticky mat so they don't bounce and disappear. That's actually a really good idea. Wardle Road, I do like that comment. Social distancing tomorrow means we have to stay 6 box fans apart. And it's actually the first time I've ever seen a model railway in 5-inch gauge, but I'm more used to, you have the lovely locomotive with all these wagons behind with people sat on them, like just basically like a bench with bogey wheels and running boards. And that's how I'm used to seeing 5-inch gauge, sort of like going round a big country park on a ride-on thing. You pay your money. But this is actually run like a proper railway with proper rolling stock. And I've never seen rolling stock in 5-inch gauge, other than very occasionally you might see a little coal wagon behind a little tiny locomotive as an extra coal supply, and then you've got that train with all the people sat on it. So this is new to me, and it's just a fabulous place. Simon Trades MRS, YouTube needs to remove the dislike button. I know they were thinking of removing it last year. To be honest, yeah, because it is very much a Trolls charter, so couldn't agree more with you. Garthian, Stratford Barn Railway is planning to reopen soon. Only weekend event that should go ahead now is September event. So yeah, really looking forward to that as well, because I know that Garthian's sent out an invite for me, Les, and the Cupboard Monkey, so really looking forward to that. Big hello to the Growler Blackwood N-Gauge layout. Somerset Andy says, Jenny, we all love the Monday Club. Thank you very much. And don't forget to show that love, share a like, tickle the like button, and also share the stream too. Let everybody know that the Jenny Monday Club is live and everybody is welcome. And that's it. We're very inclusive here. We don't judge, and it's just great to come and shoot the breeze with like-minded people. So big hello to anybody who's a newcomer to the channel. You are very much welcome, and it's great to see you again. Paul Hinder says, all they are keyboard warriors, brackets no brains. Yeah, and sometimes people go like, oh, steady on, Jenny, you're a bit harsh on me, but I am notorious for not tolerating what I see as fools gladly, and it's one of those things. I basically reached a point in life where I thought, you know what, I don't have to put up with this, and I stopped letting people walk all over me. And yes, it makes for a little bit of aggro from time to time, but actually I feel so much better for it. Simon Trains MRS, oh, so I replied to somebody else. Ham Shackleton says, as any metal detectorist will tell you, old copper coins will be there for hundreds of years because they were copper. But a modern one is plated steel and rots away fast. There is that. I can remember just after they came out, if you got an old copper coin, you know, we refer to like, oh, they're just coppers. Basically 1p and 2p pieces. So anybody who's watching from overseas, whenever you hear a Brit talking about like, oh, it's just a few coppers, it's a slang term for the copper coins, which are 1p piece and 2p piece. Now these were originally made of solid copper. The problem came, I think it was either in the late 1980s or early 1990s, that the value of copper meant that the actual value of the metal in a copper coin, oh, and we've got, for some reason, it thought I wasn't paying attention. The value of the copper in these coins actually became worth, or in danger of becoming worth, more than their face value. That's to say that you could have actually gone to the bank and say, I will have £1,000 worth of 2p pieces, please. And you could then immediately go and weigh those coins in as scrap metal at a scrapyard, and would get more than £1,000. So what they did was they started making them out of steel, much cheaper, and then they just electroplated them with copper. Now, when I was in school a long time ago, I remember the chemistry teacher, about the time that this happened, he used to do his party trick with, I think it was with an acid, some kind of acid, maybe hydrochloric acid, where if you dipped an old style copper coin in, it ended up looking like it was brand new because the acid cleaned off all of the muck and it came out looking like a freshly minted coin. And even if that coin was actually minted in, say, 1969, in 1990 it would still come out looking like it had just been minted that day. And it was his little party trick. He was known for it. And then one day he did this with an electroplated coin. He didn't know that they changed it, and what actually happened was the acid took off the electroplated, so he had a perfect 2p piece, but it was silver, not copper. Garthian says Stafford Barn is a 2-foot gauge private railway sat on a farm near Tamworth with the National Narrow Gauge Museum on site. I'm actually really looking forward to that, definitely. JJ Williams, 1984, missing Wally this year. Yeah, definitely. A lot of people have been missing the show. Certainly I am. I missed Ali Pally. Ali Pally was the first big name casualty, I guess, because that was right at the start of the lockdown. But definitely, I'm kind of itching to go out to an exhibition, and I don't think we're going to see any this year, because for a good long time, social distancing is just going to make them unviable. New Western Groves has got to go now. Look, it's been great having you company through this, and hopefully we'll see you again next week. You do take care. The Growler Blackwood Engage layout picked up eBay bargains, 4 PCA wagons for £41. Somebody was selling a single wagon for £15. Norman Rose says alcohol-free beer. Yeah, actually, it's quite nice. I can well heartily recommend the Beck's Blue, it must be said. Every time I look at the screen, there is not a single train on that part of the layout. Getting a bit of a judderiness from that one, so let's just bring her back. Now, this I think it's a 45XX Prairie tank. One thing I will say about it is that this is hardwired with a Hornby 4-pin decoder. And actually, the Hornby 4-pin decoder is great for hardwiring some of the older locomotives because it's quite small. But for some reason that's a little bit juddery on there, so I'm going to give that one a quick rest. And I tell you what, come on you, I am going to run the Rails of Sheffield / Daypole Terrier. And, oops, didn't want to do that. Right, 3261, so I'm going to change the camera angle, so hopefully you might be able to see it. So we're going to go for loco 3261. Enter. That's running backwards. Change of direction. All change. And there we go. So that's the Rails of Terrier / Daypole Terrier. Anybody who's wondering about where the next batch of those are, they are imminent as far as I know. I haven't got a specific date on that, but hopefully. The rest of the locos, so for example the South Eastern and Chatham Railway Green looks particularly fine. I think Brighton in that burnt umber livery, the one that they're actually quite famous for, I think that's imminent. What else is imminent? My mind's got, Great Western. Is it the Western Cleveland and Portishead Railway one? Great Western Railway with the shirt button logo one is imminent as well. So they are coming up. Other news, I really should share with you some of the other news. I had a whole load of things lined up. The Helgen Class 45 in 00, waiting for that, but they've shown their EPs. One of the things picked up was that the tumble home at the top of where the roof meets the body side, they've all got it in the wrong place. And that has changed the entire look of the cab windows. And I'm not really quite sure how they've done this, because I would have thought that they would have laser scanned a real locomotive. But at the point that you get to the EP, now with an EP you can change minor things. So the rivet detail is a little bit too pronounced. They said, yep, not a problem, we can change that. But the tumble home, you're talking about a complete new tool if they were to change that. So it was billed as being the definitive pedigree class 45. I'm not convinced it's going to be that, but never say never. Watch this space. When it comes out, we'll see what it looks like. But certainly, at this point, the Helgen class 45, I know this will be the first time that we'll have had a proper class 45-1 and not just a 45-0 masquerading as a 45-1. But I think, you know, it's still game on for Bachmann with their model. I think that unless Helgen are able to change the way that the top of the roof curves into the body side, effectively it looks like they've got it curving in the wrong place. And once you see it, it's one of those things that if you just describe it to somebody, they'll go, yeah, whatever, it looks like 45. But somebody's actually shown online a photograph head-on of a real 45 and the EP at the same angle as each other. And once it's been pointed out, it is quite serious. So watch this space. We'll see how that does develop. Peter Leyland, I'm on the red wine and Wensleydale, and Jenny Ont beer. I was trying to be posh. I love red wine. I go in phases actually. At the moment we've got Beck's Blue. I've got to stay alcohol free because if I'm getting up at 6 AM in the morning, you've got to remember if you drink alcohol the night before and then have an early start, that alcohol will still be in your system and it's bad news. So I've gone alcohol free, you know, safety first. So that you know, it's important. But yeah, definitely red wine and Wensleydale. The one I've actually discovered is that mozzarella is my favourite cheese, and that's an unusual one for most people. They go, well, mozzarella. I love mozzarella. Paul Higgins. Hi, Robert's Train. Is it tea time yet? Great video. Love your Class 5 locomotive. Yeah, there's a lot of people. And I always say before, I'm not one of these people that, oh no, I'm going to pull the ladder up behind me. I like to let people, you know, mention your YouTube channel. Don't mention it repeatedly, but yeah, if you want to mention who you are, what your channel is, I'm absolutely happy with that. Not a problem. Chris Hale's Heritage Railway, I'm back. Did I miss anything important? Probably just me, just like waxing lyrical on something inconsequential. Right Wing, hello to you. Mark Holt, my dealer, tried to undercharge me £150 this week. I had to tell him he is a family man that has never done me wrong. Yeah, sometimes, you know, it's... You might think like, oh no, but you could have saved 150 quid, but no, you can't. It's great that you're honest, and hats off to you, and definitely it's what I would have done as well. Right, I think I'm going to have to get up to date. One more comment from this stash. Huey's train layout. I'm hoping to visit Burness and Kinneil Railway Museum when in Scotland. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of really good railways and museums, and they really do need your help. I know I was looking last week. The Bluebell Railway's got an appeal up. Northampton and Lampport's another one I looked at, got an appeal up. They are struggling. They are hurting because of this COVID business. So do support them in whatever way you can. Haven Rail says Beck's Blue is good, does not leave an aftertaste like some of the other 0% alcohol beer. Definitely, very much. Right, I'm going to, I wasn't that far behind. Charlie Grinnell, Gloucestershire and Warwickshire Railway are starting limited services on the 15th of August. Saber Darius says, hello Jenny, it's Z Mark. I just got to work at Trainwheel. We had 500 orders in one day. The hobby is really alive, and that is good to hear. And certainly, I think that the enthusiasts out there, the hobbyists out there, we have certainly supported our model shops. And business is booming for some of them, but don't overlook the smaller suppliers. And as we said at the beginning, some of those small suppliers are doing mail order. I bought these, I paid by PayPal. Other ways of paying are available. Bought the mail order through the website from Hereford Model Centre, and I got some great prices on these. So do go and check out the Hereford Model Centre, because some of the stuff they've had in stock for a while, they've got at some great prices. So the stuff is out there. Huey's train layout, so the Growler, cheers, looking forward to it. I'm Oracle from, originally from Falkirk. I'm assuming that's originally, yeah, Falkirk Wheel. I actually go to Falkirk quite a bit on business to where I go through Camelon, and the Frankie Boyle sketch about the, he talks about it in terms of, I think it's Bathgate he mentions. Well, Camelon, which is next to Falkirk. I remember driving through Camelon, this is about 10 years ago, and it must have been about 4 in the morning, and I witnessed a guy staggering along. He urinated in a front door, just like leaning against the wall. He like gave it a thorough hosing down. He then did take out his keys, unlock the door and go in, and I thought only in Camelon could that happen. But then I heard Frankie Boyle do it in a sketch, and I thought, yeah, I've been to that part of Scotland as well. Right, Leslie Gilpin. I hope the North Wales lines open up for the summer once they're free to open, along with self-catering accommodation. Only good if the Welsh Government lets us travel beyond 5 miles. I think, watch this space, I think Tuesday is going to be the key date in the UK. I know there's a lot of people watch this from Canada, USA, France, Belgium, Australia, New Zealand, India. We've had people through Portugal, Brazil. So a lot of people go, hey, what are you talking about? But in the UK, it is big news. St Mary Church Model Railway. Hi Jenny and Zoe, just listening in to everyone. Hope you're all well. We're doing grand, thank you very much. I hope you're well as well. Don't forget to like this video, everybody, share it too, and subscribe to the channel. You'll be the first to know about new videos as and when they go up. And also don't forget to check out today's sponsor. We've got the branding on the screen that you can see. If you go to www.cnext.com, and also there's a code knocking about. I don't know, with Wardle Road or Peaks 47. If you're in the chat room, do post that code as well, because there is a code to get you a discount from the sponsor till, I think it's till the end of the month, but certainly do check that out. Peter Leyland, I'm actually on the Campo Vieja Rioja. Goes well with the Wensleydale and Cranberry. Ooh, Wensleydale and Cranberry and a nice Rioja. I like Faustino, particularly my favourite is Faustino 5, funnily enough. Faustino 1 is supposed to be the best. I really like Faustino 5. Funnily enough, I've not had Faustino 2 in a great many years, but that was superb. I hear the cupboard monkey. So, what was going on out in the world?
I had to go and pick up some stuff.
Some stoofs. Oh, right. It's chocolate time.
Stop. Chocolate time.
Yeah, she's brought chocolate up to melt in the heat. So we suspect that locomotive that popped to Decoder, we think that the locomotive is suspect. That's the general consensus.
Ah.
Simon's Trains MRS, Didcot Railway Centre having an open art discovery weekend in July. Ben Tullett, you the man! I just had gooseberry crumble. Yum. Ooh. Do you remember, now we were talking about this the other day and I got ridiculed for this, but do you remember the gooseberry creams that used to be in Quality Street
didn't
back
get
in the
ridiculed
1980s?
for it.
I did. But they used to have coffee creams, and people think I'm weird, but my favourite Quality Street are ones which you no longer can get.
To be honest with you, you should have just left it at people think I'm weird, because everyone would have went, yes.
Yeah, but no, the gooseberry cream, which was like a green circular one, it's like a white coloured fondant cream filling with chocolate. It was gooseberry cream, and I really like them. They're quite a tart aftertaste. And I also loved the coffee cream. I do love coffee and chocolate. It works ever so well. And they are the 2 Quality Street. Well, actually, there's probably about 16 Quality Street that have been and gone over the years. Oh, the cupboard monkey has just stubbed her toe. I can see the look on her face. She wants to swear. She needs to swear. And that swear word is not allowed to come out. No potty there from the Monday Club. No siree. You take care of that. Ooh. Yeah. Is that for me or you?
That was for me.
Oh, okay.
That's why I brought you the beer. Do you want to swap?
Yeah, you have the beer. It's alcohol free, so the cupboard monkey can have it. So there's I'm not a big beer drinker.
Whereas I'm teetotal.
It's teetotal, but it's alcohol free, so in you go.
Yeah.
Now here's a question for you.
7.
If you were to be caught swigging from an alcohol-free beer in a car, could the police do you for drinking beer whilst behind the wheel or not? Is the law...
Is the car turned on?
You're in charge of it.
Then, potentially.
What would they charge you on?
Not having both hands on the wheel. Same reason that they tried to charge that woman who took a swig of a bottle of Coke at a traffic light.
I haven't heard this story. Is this a recent one?
A couple of years ago.
Oh.
She wasn't in full control of the vehicle, according to the police. If a policeman wants to find a way to get you, he will.
Yeah, it's basically guilty of causing a policeman paperwork, or basically looking at a policeman funny, stepping on the cracks.
I have a lot of respect for the idea of the police. There's certain policemen that give the entire force a bad name.
Yeah. What was it? Being in a built-up area between the hours of 12 and... Oh, my word. Between the hours of 12 and 11 with an offensive wife.
Or wearing a loud shirt.
Yes, turn that shirt down. Kelly Ashford, hello to you, and a big thank you for donating £2 on the super chat. You really don't have to, but thank you very much. Look, I spy a Terrier tank engine. How cute. Yes, certainly. That is one of the rails stroke Daypole Terriers. And it's interesting, actually. There's been a little bit of controversy. I've noticed that a number of people on RM Web, possibly elsewhere, have been saying that they've had nothing but trouble with terriers arriving damaged. But my terrier has been faultless. It runs really well. There's not been a fault with it. I'm more than happy with it. And actually, RM Web is the only place that I've seen people reporting issues with terriers. So I guess people on RM Web have been very unlucky. But with Scoffing Chocolate here, it's fruit and nuts, so it counts as 1 in 5 a day, as minus 2.
Yeah, it doesn't really count as a 5 a day.
It is nice though. Marvel Railway Noob says the young woman won the bottle of water case.
Yes, she did. Because it was stupid to bring it.
Yeah,
like I say, they will try and charge you for it.
So what had she done to make them decide we're gonna do it?
No idea.
Was it just a bad day?
Bad day for the copper, maybe.
There is actually a channel on YouTube which is, it can be hit and miss. I don't agree with everything that he does.
A lot of the time, it feels like he makes the situation worse.
It's called Crime Bodge. I'm sure some of you are aware of it. There's some interesting videos there. Some of them I wholeheartedly agree with him. It does seem that he's basically exposing a degree of corruption. Others not so in agreement with. But certainly I think it's important that, you know, the police obviously have to adhere to the same laws as us. And how many times have we seen police cars driving like the law doesn't apply to them? I don't mean when they're going somewhere with the blues and twos going, but just generally like cutting people up, poor lane discipline at roundabouts, holding a handheld mobile phone whilst driving, that kind of thing. Illegal parking. But anyway,
how did we get onto this instead of trains?
I don't know. Big hello to Bang Got You Junction Carl Braun. Purple one used to contain a Brazil nut. I thought it still did. Does it?
Contains a nut.
Is it now? Oh, it's a hazelnut now. So it was a... Yeah, there's... I'm talking about Quality Street. Does anybody else remember the peanut cracknel? Always used to be the one that was left at the end of Christmas. The one that nobody ever seemed to want to eat was the peanut cracknels and the toffee pennies. Actually, the toffee pennies weren't too bad, but the peanut cracknels were hard going.
I'm sorry, but you've got to get your strategy right. Back in the day, when you got 1, 2, maybe 3 if you were lucky, of the Quality Street with a film at Christmas, you had to get your strategy right. You got a chocolate because it was a good taste, but you always got, excuse me, you always got a toffee penny because they would last for the film.
But I like the creams. I always went for... See, I had a strategy as well. And it was based on the fact that nobody else in my family liked the coffee creams. So you left them till last. Because that meant that it's like, when all the others had run out, you still had a plentiful supply of coffee creams, see? Yeah. And the gooseberry creams as well. Actually, I'm beginning to see why they took them out if I was the only one eating them. But you kind of... The ones that everybody went for... the green triangle seemed to be very popular, and the caramel cup, that was quite popular. What other one? Oh, was the purple one? Yeah, I'm beginning to wonder actually. Yeah, Brazil nut. Maybe it did. Maybe they were bigger with Brazil nuts in. It got me thinking now. Anyway, Guardian says, legally speaking, if the alcohol content is less than 0.5% alcohol by volume, then you cannot be prosecuted for DUI. You could still be prosecuted for driving without due care and attention, though.
Which is what they'll get you for. This is what I said back at the start.
The thing is, it's like, prove I was driving without due care and attention.
If you had a bottle in your hand, you didn't have full control of the vehicle.
But that's like saying when you change gear, you've got to take a hand off the wheel. Why is it different?
That's temporary. If you've got a bottle in your hand and you're drinking while supposedly driving, you are not in full control of the vehicle.
That's what cup holders are for.
It may be, but that's an extra. That's an addition that the car manufacturers put in. It's not there in the highway code, is it?
You put 50p.
No, you can't say that. You asked me for this.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, meanwhile, back at the ranch. Right, Kelly Ashford says roses are red, violets are blue. If I could do it, I'd buy City of Truro and send it to you. No, you don't. No. Buy it for yourself by all means, but you don't need to send me anything.
Never send Jenny any trains. Please never send a Jenny any trains. She's got far too many. She's taken off the house. Please help. I'm drowning in trains.
Send help. DL Warren once came across a case of a woman reading a book whilst driving. The police couldn't do it because nowhere in the highway code does it say you can't read a book whilst driving, only a map. I'm
pretty sure that they could.
There are a few catch-alls like driving without due care and attention, dangerous. What is the definition of dangerous driving?
Now that is an interesting one. I'd have to look it up because I couldn't tell you off the top of my head.
That's maybe where it fell down. If something like dangerous driving or driving without due care and attention is too rigidly defined, then it does provide wriggle room. I think what the moral of this story is admit to nothing, because it's not what you know, it's what you can prove.
Yeah. Oh, and it's the old joke that my dad always said. Immediately after they've given you a warning of anything that you say may be taken down and used in evidence, your first word should be, please do not hit me again, officer.
That's an old one.
It's an old one, but the old ones are the good ones.
Peter Leyland says, this reminds me of an episode of On the Buses. Stan Butler is drunk and they shove mashed potatoes down him to absorb the alcohol. I'm not sure if that actually works. Dave Arama's models, it's because the drive-through is open. Davil says, my Rails of Sheffield Terrier lost its firebox glow on day 2. The Rails replaced it straight away. I'm sorry to hear that, actually. I must admit, I've not used the... Where is it, anyway? Oh, the Terrier. Where is it?
I thought you'd stopped it.
It's in the tunnel.
Yeah.
Give it a shove, would you? Oh, gassing away. Is it moving?
No.
Does it come off the track?
I thought you'd stopped it.
No. Why would I just like randomly stop it in the... Pull it out. Is it actually on the track?
Nope. Turn this one off. Send the signal to turn it off.
Yeah, I've stopped it.
It's derailed.
No. Oh, it's rammed the...
Can't reach it.
It's typical, isn't it? A train will derail in the most... Right, no, cupboard monkey, out the way. Let's...
Oh, sorry guys, I've just headbutted the wrong thing.
Out of the way, cupboard monkey, don't turn.
Well, if I can't get it, you can't. I've got smaller hands.
Cupboard monkey, sit. Hey, look at that, in the tunnel as well.
What can I say?
You can't reach it. What are you talking about?
I couldn't reach it. It's
funny how I can.
It's because you're willing to destroy things.
Yes.
She's Godzilla.
Yeah. Oh, Kitty Kong.
Genzilla.
Oh, Kitty Kong. Do you not remember that?
No, am I supposed to?
Hands up on the... Well, actually, we can't hear. anybody on the chat room who knows what Kitty Kong is?
I'm sorry, but she asked me, do you remember this random thing of pop culture trivia from the 1960s or 70s or something like that?
70s.
So, I wasn't around then. I can't remember things I never saw.
Yes, you can.
No, I can't.
Yes, you can. Right.
You finished?
Yes.
Can I go?
Yeah, go on, go away.
See ya.
That, boys and girls, was the cupboard monkey. Oh, don't
What?
chocolate into the...
See, this is what I've got to put up with, guys. She just finds random things and manufactures reasons to tell me off. It's not fair. It's not fair. I'm going to cry.
Yeah, shut up, I'm about
Where's my
reading.
finger?
You what?
My big green finger. Where is it? Where have you hidden it? Don't sit on the finger.
Okay, shall I give you the finger then?
Yes, give me the finger.
You all heard that. The cupboard monkey wants me to give her the finger.
Give me the finger. Thank you.
But, let's have a look. Stuart Muir says, hi Jenny, looks like the International N-Gauge show, brackets teens, is still going ahead, but still check the UK model shop at events as things could change.
Doof.
Canadian
Doof.
Rail fan, hello Jenny, just got
Doof.
back from doing a lot of paperwork in work. Right, where's the beer?
Pat,
I just finished drinking my beer, but certainly I think you deserve to crack open a cool one. So, Peter Leyland says, toffee pennies, this is Quality Street again, always left in the bottom of the tin. Yeah, they did in my house as well, them and the peanut cracknels.
You weren't doing the strategy right then, were you?
Nick Neumann says, do the railway police have their own locomotive? In the 80s, 90s...
Oh, please tell me it's got a blue flashing light on it.
There was a Class 37 in police livery. It was used in an advert, and it did have a flashing blue light on it.
Does anyone make one of them?
Yeah, it's been done as a special model.
Get one. Get one. I want to see it.
Thomas Whittington says, hi there, Jen and Zoe, back again. Garthian says, reply to Ham Shackleton. Kelly Ashford, stop scoffing the chocolate and keep up. I'm well behind. Wardle Road, hi and back, just loaded the car up for tomorrow, so if anybody's joining us, this will be the video that we're going down to where Wardle Road filmed, and if you haven't seen Wardle Road's video, do check that out. It's a great video. And he's very kindly invited us down to go and film at the same location, the largest private 5-inch gauge railway in the country. It may even be in, actually no, it won't be in the world, because it's, I'll get to that in a moment. Because it's probably in America, but certainly this place, I've actually been, and you can see it from space, I know, because I checked, we're using the Google satellite.
So it's 5 of your Earth inches.
And that's the weird thing, when people say you can see it from space, it's like, yeah, of course you can. Google Satellite Street View, come on, try and keep up. Dim Davis, Terry's Chocolate Orange are good. The one that I really like you can't get is the Terry's Snowball, which is actually a white chocolate orange. Oh, they're amazing, but apparently I'm the only person.
An amazing book.
Simon's Trains MRS, I thought there was supposed to be Spot the TARDIS. Yeah, you still haven't noticed where the TARDIS is.
I have.
Where?
Behind you.
God, she's good.
I can see it on the screen, you silly thing.
How quick was it for you to notice that
The moment that I got up here, because I looked to see whether that it was still going round in the carriage, and it wasn't, so I looked around.
Go on, open that. Kelly Ashford says, I have Terry's Chocolate Orange. Oh, definitely. And do you remember the popping candy one? They were quite nice. Andrew Davis says, I preferred roses to Quality Street. Actually, roses have their place.
I've never been a fan of popping candy, man. I'm sorry, but if I eat something, I don't want it to explode in my face.
Garthian says, I sent the money instead, keeping my wallet shut. Have I missed some of the... If I've missed anybody donating money, I do... Ooh, I just heard a buzzing noise. What did a buzzing noise? I do apologise. Do remind me if somebody has. I know I saw Kelly Ashford, but I... What are you doing?
No, only Kelly.
Yeah, that's fine.
He must be talking about something else.
So I sent the money instead of keeping my wallet shut tonight. Absolutely.
Always a good idea.
Yeah. Somerset Andy says, I will start a music one. Who sung The Killing Moon? Not sure on that one.
Hang on. Hold the presses. There was a musical question, and Jen didn't know the answer.
And your point is?
This doesn't happen an awful lot. Guys, she's prodding me with a finger. This has gone the wrong way round. I'm supposed to be the one who prods.
It's giving her the finger. Right. Garthy, and actually it's interesting. Dangerous driving is where the possibility of severe injury or death is increased. So you could say, well, again, that's a very nefarious definition.
It's meant to be.
I suppose that gives them a lot of flexibility. But you could say then that you could apply that to any situation, and I guess it then becomes, the onus becomes, you have to argue that in court.
Mm-hmm.
So on that basis, I presume with dangerous driving, does it have to go to court, or can they issue a fixed penalty notice? But you could argue, never accept the fixed penalty notice, take it to court, because then they have to argue why it was dangerous, and that actually can become quite a difficult proposition. Are we missing the train again?
Yeah. It's in the tunnel again.
Would you believe it? This train doesn't like my tunnel.
You're having a lot of problems
Out of
tonight.
the way.
I'm trying. Oh my goodness, guys. We've got quite a bit of trouble tonight. I think it's because the room's getting warm.
Could be.
So, here we are.
Already out.
Oh my goodness.
Right. What I'm going to do is, let's drive.
New Mills Model Railway says, Zoe, perhaps you should get a TARDIS to balance out the trains. You know what? I want to build a little TARDIS set. Just like a little offshoot.
Don't get it. Don't give her an excuse.
It would be so much fun. And I'd record loads and loads of my videos in there. It would be like my little studio. But Jen keeps saying, no, you're almost 40. You've got to grow up. And say, but no. It would be great.
It's hard to believe that you're almost 40.
It is hard to believe. I've had quite a while to get used to the idea, and it still hasn't helped. Some days you feel old. What can I say? What else have we got? Peter Leyland says, it reminds me of health and safety. If you work in a signal box, you can't take a newspaper in the box. Well, yeah.
Why?
No washing up liquid or a knife with your fork.
Why?
I don't know why you wouldn't have a knife with your fork, but yeah, I can understand why you wouldn't take a newspaper. If you're working in a signal box, you've got to be on the ball.
Yeah, you're not supposed to get distracted.
Yeah.
Oh, for goodness sake, silly train.
Ham Shackleton says, no Zoe trousers. I don't know what you mean by that.
Zoe trousers.
Tim Davis says, what are people's favourite chocolates? Now that's quite a question, isn't it? That's like saying, out of all your favourite things, what is your most favourite?
Well, I've already said the ones I really like, they stopped making.
My favourite chocolate varies, but for the moment it's Crunchies. I'm really into Crunchies.
I like cherry snowballs, which they no longer
And
make.
in fact, because of lockdown, you can see I've been getting quite a bit into Crunchies. 2 extra stone I've into Crunchies.
Yes, you've been doing your bit to reduce the world's stockpile of Crunchies.
Paul Higgins says that old shoeboxes make great tunnels. They do.
Yeah.
Never underestimate the power of an old shoebox. Personally, I keep all my old games in shoeboxes. It's very good for makeshift shelves. Would you like your chair back? Mrs. is trying to prod me with a spoon, I was going to say.
Yeah, go on.
This is a funny looking spoon. Right, it's 8:45.
Do we have some people? Right, do you want to get that set up?
No, I don't. I want to sit here and scratch my nose.
Well, it's okay. Normally you scratch something else.
Yes, normally I would scratch something else. But you won't go into what the something else is because some things are best left to the imagination.
Right. So we've still got 238 people in the chat. Don't forget to click that like button and share it too. I also subscribe to the chat. Sorry, I've got chocolate all over my mouth. Minnie with Dustin Junction, big hello to you. How are you doing? Southern Train Girl, Wardle Road, Railway fan, hi there. Paul Hender. Swindon 1969. White chocolate is an abomination in the eyes of the Lord.
White chocolate is not chocolate.
It's vegetable fat. Leslie Gilpin, absolutely right. Decent white chocolate is awesome.
Nope.
Ben Tullett, oh no, I have a TV distraction on. The American race cars that can only turn left. Aha, NASCAR. I'd love to actually watch that. You just can't really seem to get it over here.
I made that joke about only turning left to a NASCAR fan once, and he spent the next 10 minutes finding a course that had a right-hand turn.
And Jackie Gerard says, yes, Jenny, you can only get white chocolate at Christmas. I know. Christmas, they go like, oh, all the people who like white chocolate, they only bother with it at Christmas. It's like, no, we'd do it. We'd be bothered with it the rest of the year if people would just make it available. Garthian says, I love the snowball too. Pity it's only a Christmas item. I haven't seen it for the last couple of Christmases, I have to say. Right. Paul Higgins, the Milky Bars are on me. Who remembers the Milky Bar Kid? Funnily enough, the Milky Bar Kid was not one person, but they kept changing them every couple of years because the Milky Bar Kids grew up. They went all gawky and their voices started to break. Model Railway Noob, I have ordered 2 Warwells from Hereford Model Centre. Excellent. Warwells, actually, they're the Oxford Rail ones. They are pretty nice. Garthian says, I had someone nearly put me in a wheelchair in 2016. He got away with due care and only a small fine. I'm sorry to hear that. I've not been able to work since, hence my large amount on. Sorry to hear that. It's absolutely wrong that people can do that to another person and effectively just get away with it with just a slap.
Okay, everything's going slow today, but I've got our first one. Dragon Junction MK2 has sent Flying Scotsman in gold.
Excellent. Ah, this is the special. You're not supposed to run them because you wear the gold off.
And this is also the one that he tried to send last time, but got the wrong URL. So, as always, guys, if you want your videos shown, only your videos, and the reason I say that is because that way people don't get upset if we show their videos because someone else said it was okay. So, only your videos, and send the URL for it to us at zoe@zoerobinson.com. So I'm going to jump to the browser. You get the weird howl around from Doctor Who, and let's see if we can actually get this to run. Welcome to Dragon Junction, Flying Scotsman in gold. Been looking forward to seeing this.
Yeah, what's interesting, this was done as, I think you can still get it, but it's got gold plated various bits and pieces. One little warning I'll give you though is when you run it though, it's in danger of wearing through the gold, so just do bear that in mind.
Gold isn't that good, is it? It's a bit malleable.
This is that technique as well we talked about before. It's really good technique having the camera tray and chasing. Rutherland Models. Nice. Wow, actually this is bigger than it looks. It sort of goes to an outside sort of area.
This is very impressive.
This is actually a surprisingly big model railway. It's an interesting bridge that I made of perspex, so you can kind of sit underneath the train and look up. I do love this sort of chasing. And then we're back through into the, what I guess is the main modelling shed.
It's very
impressive. This is a surprisingly big railway, and by the looks of it there, I'm just looking at the junctions as we've sort of whizzed past. I'm guessing you've got a loop where it can stay within the confines of this building or do the full run.
Oh,
that does look very nice. And actually, the way it's so graceful when you see the motion bridges. That's the Hornby Grand Suspension Bridges. They are nice.
They are grand.
Very much. So it's really nice, actually.
Yeah.
I just love the grace with which the locomotives, the A3s. Just sort of like chug along the track. It really is nice. But that is a huge layout.
It is. I'm impressed.
A junction there. You see the track swinging off the right. With looks like a blue Pullman I just saw hidden away there. That is really, really good. Right, I'm well behind on the comments.
That is a very nice. The back scene is very nice as well.
Dragon Junction Mark II says, I've run it for 10 hours with no wear at all. Actually, that's pretty good then. So maybe it's not as bad as I thought.
It is impressive.
Leslie Gilpin says, I buy white chocolate every week. Naive Gauge, did it have 2 tenders? In preservation it did. And the reason for that was because of British Rail just started getting rid of all the old steam infrastructure, things like water troughs were got rid of, water towers, water cranes. So to be able to get the range, it became prudent to have effectively an extra water carrier. I think the main reason it got it was actually when it went on its tour across Australia.
I could see that being quite useful in that sort of situation. That is a very impressive layout.
It is actually. I'm really loving that layout. And you've got. I'd be interested to see some of the track you can kind of catch a glimpse of. I saw a lot of the Dapol silver bullets as well on the lower level, but there's some really nice track work there.
Yeah.
So have we got some?
I think we have a few more. I'm just going back.
Shanghai 264359, a big hello. As it's great layout, absolutely. Richard
Southern
Tedeschi,
Train Girl was
think,
sent one as well.
Right, no worries. We're looking forward to this. So this is Southern Train Girl.
Just waiting for it to actually come up.
So is that what people are seeing on the screen, or
no? They're not seeing
right. So at the moment, I can change to a different.
Which, yeah, you could, but I'm about to jump to this.
Right, okay.
Here we go.
Dragon Junction Mark II, you're absolutely welcome. That
nice little logo there.
Oh yeah, actually that actually works really, really well. Yeah. So this is from Southern Train Girl.
Yes, as you can see from the screen. In a bit of a while. Cutting and Districts. Nice font.
Oh,
so
I like
what
the
we got
stonework.
here?
That stonework is really nice. Actually.
Oh, Jen's not going to be happy. It's modern.
No, it's not.
I'm joking with you.
The Metcalfe retaining walls, I believe, are they?
You're a big fan of those.
Yeah, it's one of my favourite kits. Just really, really nice. Is that a Hornby 00 water crane? Oh my word! That takes me back. I do like those stone retaining walls. Actually, are they plaster cast? They really are nice.
They do look very good.
Norman Rose says, if you need a good laugh, go over to visit Alan at Dragon Junction. I'm sure he is a great character. He's certainly always welcome in the live stream and life and soul of the chat room.
I like the little scenery things. They've got a lot of character to them.
Definitely, yeah.
Cannon's news agents firing the news at you whether you want it or not.
Definitely. And I like the little sort of I don't know, is it like a war memorial thing as well?
Yeah.
Some great little buildings and stuff. Are they the Oxford Rail Mark IIIs? They actually certainly really look quite nice. Or are they the Hornby ones? Possibly the Hornby ones.
Fair size layout.
Actually quite a good use of space. You can see it's sort of tucked right into the corners of the room. And a great wealth of different buildings. There's that just to the right there, looks like a castle on top of the hill. So that is actually quite a really good way of doing something with a hillside, is to add a little castle. It's something I wouldn't mind doing, like just nothing major. We're not talking like Conway Castle or anything.
I'm thinking put a few little bits suggesting that there was a castle there, and now it's just ruins.
Yeah, I was thinking like, what about a Roman little fort or something?
Would the Romans put a fort on top of a hill?
Well, yes, you get a good view then.
They might put a sentry place. The Romans tended to put the forts on...
I don't mean a fort, I do mean like a sentry signal post.
Yeah, because the Romans would have used a fort in order to maintain the peace.
Well, the fort was where the actual troops lived.
Yeah. Oh, one of those, a couple of those Oh, they're still being put in, that's why.
Yeah, so all wired up or to be wired up. And it's sometimes...
That's an interesting livery.
Oh, Midland Main Line, I believe.
Aquafresh.
So,
It is.
Skipsy
It's
Trains.
Aquafresh.
Yeah, Skipsy Train says, good evening, late one tonight, chaps, but got here in time for you saying good night. We're not quite done yet.
Not
we're just
quite.
We're showing a video from Southern Train Girl.
And of course, after we finish, it will go up, and you know, it'll be available forever, whether you like it or not.
Catch up anything that you've missed.
Whether you like it or not.
I'm planning an exhibition layout based on my children's book, so it'll be a model of Newcastle Station with a mix of modern and steam stuff. Oh, brilliant! So what books? What range of books are there? Do let us know what the books are. Peter Leyland, Garthian, as a result of us not having adjusted... Oh, sorry, there's a legal conversation going on. Garthian says, Romans didn't, but the Iron Age hill forts would be good. What would an Iron Age hill fort look like? Is that almost like a big earth mound?
They would look like dolmen things, really, wouldn't they? It'd be Mott and Bailey.
Yeah,
like
that kind of thing. Leslie
I
Gilpin
think that's
says,
all we've got, you know, for the
Okay.
videos.
Leslie Gilpin says, Hard Knot Fort in Cumbria is on top of a hill. Kelly Ashton says, excuse me, I must check if I've missed something with Dragon Junction. We did a full video with it, Dragon Junction. It's a really great layout, actually. Lapping Road says, evening all, a bit late to the party. Don't worry, you can always catch up and see everything at the end of the stream. It does.
Last but not least, we've got one more.
So who's this from?
From Shanghai, 264359, some Swiss train action.
Excellent.
Because you know we love some Swiss trains. They look a bit different to what we normally see.
Yeah, Ham Shackleton says most forts were on top of a hill. Try running up a hill in full art. Yeah, that's it. You get to the top, and you're not really in any kind of a mood.
Oh, I'll grant you that, but the Romans tended to avoid hills.
James Moody says, I guess my email didn't arrive then. I take you haven't had an email from James Moody?
No, I can't say we have.
Apparently, we haven't had that. It may be worth resending that.
Yeah, sorry, it doesn't ring a bell.
And D.L. Warren says it's called Time to Shine. This is his book. Only published one book so far, but I have a few more planned out. We'll upload video to channel shortly, so great.
Nice.
We'll go and check that out.
I always love this layout. It's so bright and interesting to look at.
Peter Watson says no model railway is complete without a pub. Actually, I was going to say absolutely, that is totally correct. And then I'm looking around and thinking, where is my pub?
It's in the back corner.
Oh yes, I have a pub, which is predictably called the Railway Inn. Actually, some really nice rolling stock there. Funnily enough, I found my old childhood Hornby HO. Now you may think, what, Hornby HO? Hornby HO was what the French subsidiary of Meccano was making whilst we had Hornby 00.
Wow.
And it's HO spelt ACHO. So it's quite literally.
Hornby HO.
Yeah. And I actually found a locomotive that I thought had been sold a long time ago. So I'm quite happy with that. Norman Rose says, I like Swiss chocolate trains. Yeah, they do a white chocolate Toblerone.
The Toblerone Express.
White chocolate Toblerone is the business.
Remember when they tried to fob us off with Toblerones where there was one Alp gone?
Yeah, there's like intermittent.
Yeah.
Stretch Edit says, I sent Zoe an email about 2 weeks ago.
We show everything that we've got. I'm sorry.
It hasn't come through.
If it doesn't come through and we don't show it, just send again.
Yeah,
Zoe at zoerobinson.com.
Skipsy Train says, do you need a video? I could ping a link across if you want. I'm looking at the time. We're coming close on time on this, but certainly if you want to drop
send
a
emails
link for next week, then we'll look forward to that.
This is a brilliant one.
I always love this layout. And this particular layout, we saw the development of it on an earlier video.
Yeah.
And the thing that really sticks in my mind is the way that it's disguised the Gauge Master controller as kind of like it's kind of like an electricity substation, and it's really effectively done. And you know, if there's one thing that I take away from this layout, it's that controller. I think it is an inspired thing that he's done with that. James Moody has resent the email.
Oh, we'll use it next week.
So we will show that.
And that's the bit I love the most.
Yeah, that is.
When you're done, just fold it up and head off.
That is really good. I have to say, I do love that. And with the curtains across, it's such a great way of actually making use of the space.
Yeah.
You know, so you've got the model railway, but you haven't, as a result, lost the use of the room. So it's brilliant.
Yeah, you could learn from that, Jen.
Peter Leyland asks, who remembers the original Pink Panther chocolate? Not one I'm familiar with.
No, I don't know that one.
And David Baker says, I have ordered twice from Hereford Model Centre. Excellent speedy service and good prices. Yeah, definitely. We talked about this earlier on. The bargain brand new Bachmann that is in the... the bargain Bachmann brand new Bachmann... Oh, no. Get there, like... shuffle them. Shuffle the words. Throw them out.
Brand new bargain Bachmann.
That's the one. I bought from the Hereford Model Centre, and it was just really to highlight that some of the lower traffic model centres do still have some great older rolling stock and locomotives still in stock, which in these days of ever escalating prices means that you can still nab brand new in the box from the main dealer items for the prices that you were used to paying 10 or even 15 years ago. In fact, one of these items, I've got it out of the box now, but it came boxed and perfectly brand new, never been out of the box. E.A. Stevenson, remember this, from actually about 17 years ago. So I was paying prices that we used to pay 17 years ago for this. I'm really, really pleased. I bought this from Hereford Model Centre, but I do have to point out there's a lot of model shops out there that do have bargain level stock. And actually Rails of Sheffield as well, I should mention that. The Thompson 01 that you see going round on the outermost track, in fact, if I flick to that camera angle, you will see hovering into view any second now. Oh no, you won't, because that's the wrong one. Yeah, you've just literally missed it there.
Hey, what are you like?
Trying to chase it, so at some point it'll come into view eventually. They're being done at the moment. Rails of Sheffield have these. I did do a full review video of these, but they've got these in the BR livery that you're about to see any second. There, at the right, just going behind the chat text, that locomotive and its LNER liveried example 2. They've got them for about 89. Actually, the one coming the other way, they have BR livery version of that, not the same running number as that one going around, because that's actually a Hatton Special Commission from way, way back. I've also got one of those. I think it's for £74.50, so you can still get yourself some great items at a knockdown price.
Yep.
You do not need to spend huge amounts of money on Bachmann items.
It appears to shop around.
Yeah. Oh, is this mine?
It is. So, given that it's now just past 9 o'clock, are we starting to wrap up?
Indeed we are. So look, it's been a great stream again. Really enjoyed this with everybody.
Hey, what you like?
So stuffing chocolate in my face. It's been really great to have your company. Thank you very much for joining us here on the Monday Club. Great to have your company. I hope I find you well. And don't forget, if there's any bits that you've missed or you want to watch again, give it a few minutes. YouTube processes the video up. And what you'll find is you can go back and it's just like an ordinary video. Don't forget to share this as well. Let other people know about the Monday Club. And hopefully get a great audience for this. So I've got fruit and nut in my tea.
Oh.
And also, I've been bigging them up actually. Do go and check out Hereford Model Centre for some of the great bargain brand new Bachmann prices that they've got. But also do check out some of the other retailers as well. Rails of Sheffield, got the locomotives that I drew your attention to as well.
Other distributors do exist.
Retailers are available. Actually, Hatton's has got a lot of stuff on offer as well. But certainly don't neglect those smaller, lower traffic retailers as well.
Yeah, because the sad fact is, if people do stop going to them, then they're not going to be around much longer.
It's a case of use it or lose it. And also a big thank you to today's live stream sponsor, War World Scenics, makers of static grass accessories such as glues, static grass applicators, and also a full range of resin walling kits and MDF laser cut bridges. So don't forget to go and check them out. A lot of full range of items at the link down below. But until next time, this is me, Jenny Kirk, saying it's been great to have your company. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned to this channel. We've got some great videos coming up, including that full-on haulage test challenge with the Garrett. Yeah, you remember that from Wednesday. That was an impressive locomotive. A big thank you to Garfield as well for making that possible.
I'm
And
wondering
we've got-
how many it managed to pull. Was it 5?
A bit more than that. But
7.
But we tried to see what we could get that Garrett to pull. So have a guess in the comments down below about how many wagons you thought that you might be able to pull.
12.
And see on Wednesday if you guessed correctly. But until next time, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. This is me, Jenny Kirk, saying you take really great care of yourself. Also, we've got the cupboard monkey as well, being a nuisance of herself. But we'll catch you next time. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.